Hi everyone, welcome to the course. In this course, I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to light your product in Blender. So this course is for a person who have some skills of Blender. It's for the intermediate people who are actually learning in the course. And I'm gonna show you what you're going to be, all the light types that you're going to need in order to light your product. So we have three types of lights here. We have this gradient light here, and we have this 3-point light here. So the first one which you are going to be seeing is not going to be the 3-point light or the world light. So we're going to be talking about the gradient light here. So that's for the first chapter. And the other chapters we're going to be talking about the light here, the for the lights. It is the driver for the light for the gradient texture. This gradient texture is like all the gradients, right? In order to have these two parts here, you have to have these two parts here, like you see in here, there is black and white. So this black one is not casting light, this white one is casting light. So the reason for this separation is caused by this gradient texture, which is being controlled by the color ramp. So this one is also on linear, so there's no, don't turn it to ease, it's on linear. And sorry, they're calling me on the phone. And it's the gradient one. So where was I was here, like the gradient is being driven by the color ramp. So in order for you to control this black and white and know where the white should be and where the black should be, you're going to need this gradient texture in order to make the separation from the white to black. And that is the purpose of the gradient texture. So you just combine the gradient texture with the color ramp. And in order for it to have, in order for it to have all of the, in order for you to control this, you need this one, which is called the mapping and the texture coordinate. In order to get this, you have to come here to preferences. There is an add-on that you have to have first. Come here to edit preferences and come here to add-ons, and after add-on, you're gonna have to activate the node wrangler add-on. This node wrangler add-on, for me it's active, so I don't need to activate it again. I don't need to activate it again, so it's, for me it's already saved. You just come here to the node wrangler add-on and you activate it. So where is it? Yeah, this is the one. So you're gonna have to activate this. I deactivate so that you can know which one to pick. So this is the node wrangler add-on. Let me bring it back on. And this one is the one which gives you this control of texture coordinate and the mapping. So once you have done that, you're gonna come here to save and save your preferences. And then you're gonna come here and you're not gonna use UVs today because you don't have any UVs here. You don't have any image texture to combine it here. So for that, you're gonna need to combine it with rather than using a lot of time. If you use that, it's going to be connect to the generator, then you see what's going to happen here. And for this part, we're gonna be using the object one in order to have the separation. And once you have combined all of that together, you're gonna get this gradient light here. So guys, thank you for sticking to the first chapter of the course. And the second one, I am going to show you about these 3-point lights, how they're actually set up. All right, then, if you have actually stayed until the end of the course, thank you very much. I will see you next time in the second course. Bye. Okay, guys, welcome back to the course. We are at the second chapter of the course. So now we are going to see these 3-point lights and how they work. Let me first of all go here to the world and turn everything way to black, and also hide this plane. So I'm not good. I don't like naming stuff. Alright, so now these are the 3-point lights that we have here. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do, let me first of all hide this one also, and this one, that you can see what I'm doing. The first thing which you must do first is you have to add in a light. So how can you add in a light? You just come here and press Shift A and add in a light. And for me, a lot of time I begin with the point light, which comes in the back, where I have to actually show where the shadows are going to be cast. Whether they're gonna, once your light is behind your object, it casts the shadows here. For example, this is a bottle, and you were seeing this effect. The effect which you're seeing here was actually made by that point light here. And once you have done that, once you have taken your light and put it behind your object, you come here, and a lot of times it's not going to be that, the size is not going to be that big. So now the radius for me, I'm using 2.18 millimeters. The max bounds is 1024, and I'm using 100 watt per the light. So, and it is being casted behind the object. All the time, in order to have the base light set up for your product, you should have a light behind. Don't come and directly just put it in the front of your object. That is not gonna help you. All right, so now you have understand that this is what you have to do first. So the second thing that you have to do in order to have the best light is to come here. Which one is it? This side light. Yeah, this side light helps you to cast the light on the side. You have seen that once that the first light which was here, when it was being cast, it didn't show the other side, how the other side is looking like. So once you add the side light, it's gonna cast the light here, which is going to show the lights here. The sometimes that you might be needing to put the light on the other side so that you can also cast the light here. But for me, I wanted to have the shadows, so that's why I have added the light there in order to cast the shadows here. And there's going to come another light, which is the third light, which is on the top. So by the way, let me just first of all come here to which one am I using? This one. Now let me move the back one, and show you the settings for this one. So if you have maybe an object, I am gonna give you this model for you to actually use it for the class project. I'm gonna give you this model and all the shaders on it so that you can also be able to cast in. And I want to see what you guys going to make. I'd love to see your project also. So now what I'm showing you here is that you have added your satellite, and for me the setting that I'm using is 700 watt, and I'm using the size of 1 millimeter in the x-axis, and also on y-axis I'm using the this 1 millimeter also, and my max bounce is 1024. So this one is not a point light. Now to add in this one also, you have to come here to light and activate the area light. So an area light is like it's like a plane which is reflecting on your lights. It's like those lights that the studios use, you know, the cubic lights one, right? Yeah, for the studio when they're actually making once they're actually taking the picture of something, they a lot of times they use this 3-point light. And also that's are also the people for Brenda, because Brenda is like a real life. If you want to have the more about lights, a lot of time you can take a small bottle or any object and just test how the light will react, and the way the light in the real world will react to the object. Once you set the light at the exact size and the way you have set your light, it's also going to be like the same. That's where the 3-point light actually came from. It came from photography, where they used the 3-point light, where there was light on the top, the light on the side, and light on behind. That's where the 3-point lights came from. So now my settings for this light is 700 watt, and I'm using 1 millimeter size on X axis, which is this one on the side, and on the Y axis, which is also on the top, which is that one. And also I'm using the max bounce of 1024. Max bounce is the amount of the light which this light is going to cast your object, by the way. So now I have showed you the 3-point light, the side light. Let me go back here and turn on that one, or maybe let me just turn this one and turn on the top one, which is like the lamp in the real world. You know the lamp, right? The lamp on the top. So in order for you to have the shadow cast very well on the object, in order to show everything for the object, you have to have the top light, which actually shows all the details that have been created. And for me, I'm using also 700 watts in 1 millimeter size on x-axis and also on y-axis, and also I'm using max bounce of 1024, and it's on the top here. And it's also an area light, just like I showed you. It's come here to light and area light. So a lot of times you're going to be meeting with this one, which is the 3-point light for the object. You're gonna be doing this for the object, for I mean products. A lot of time you're gonna be meeting this for product. A lot of times when you have more than a product, you're gonna be using this 3-point light setup. All right, now you have set this one. You have the top light, and also you have the backlight. You get this. I love this effect. You have the backlight, and also the satellite is going to cast this one. It's going to give you it's going to give you the light you want for this, with the shadows on the side, the details, and also the top one. And I've almost forgot to show you this one. The top one is not actually the top one is not a rectangular, it's a disc, so that I'll be able to cast the lights here. So now that's for the 3-point lights. So thank you for sticking here until the end. I really appreciate your time, and also I want to see what you're going to create with this 3 point light. If you're my student here, I need you to create this 3 point light at the class project that I'm going to give you. I'd like to see what you create, and I will see you next time on the third chapter, where I'm going to be showing you how you're going to be able to set your word or your word lights, which is the Nishita sky texture node. So thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next chapter of the class. Okay guys, welcome back to the course. This is the third part of the course, which is the last, where I'm going to teach you or show you how to use the sky texture, which is the Nishita node that a lot of people use for the environments. A lot of time when they're trying to cast like shadows, and once you have a big scene in Blender, or you just wanna use the real light, like in the environment, like the light of the environment. This node is really helpful for doing that. So first thing is that we have talked about the 3 point light, the gradient, and now it's time to show you about this light, which is called the Nishita, which casts the shadows and lights your products very well. So for me, I'm using the strength. Let me explain it to you, just like I explained on that one. This one is the wood output. The wood output is the first node that is always connected to all the other nodes. It's like where everything has to be attached on. So once you open this word, and the word, by the way, in order to go there, a lot of times if you have selected an object, in order to go to your word settings, you have to come here and change this one from object to word, and I will change it to the word, and you just get this. And the first thing that you're going to see once you go there, you're going to see this one, which is the background and the word output. So this background is the environment, where is the light which is being cast by the environment. It's like the emitter, but the emitter for the world, the whole place around. And this is the color for it, which is like if you turn it up to like to white, it's gonna be reflecting too much white, but I don't want that. I want it to be down here. And also the strength, the strength, right, is the size, the amount of light that has to be cast for to the object. So for me, the strength that I prefer to use for now is 0.6, and the Nishita add-on is this one. In order to get the Nishita add-on, I mean the Nishita node, you have to come and press Shift A and add in Nishita. No, it's a sky texture. You come into sky texture, and you're gonna come and you're going to see this one. So this is the first setting that you're going to see here, and you have to come and connect it to the color. Once you have connected to it, you're going to see this light here. It's too much light, and you want the light which looks like real. So the first thing that you have to do is turn off the sun disk, because I don't want to see the sun. And you're going to decrease this elevation way down, and um, an elevation. Yeah, you're going to decrease it way down. this elevation is for the light. The more light you have, the more sun elevation you have, this is the degrees Celsius. If you have studied like geography, you know the degrees Celsius a lot stands for. So this sun elevation, what it does is, if you have more of the sun elevation on your scene, it's gonna have more light, so it's gonna be too white. But once you have few, it's gonna cast some shadow which going to come here, and you can see this. Maybe you wanna have a daylight. Let me first show you on the sun disk so that you can see what's going on. So now you're seeing that's the sun which is coming from that area. So the more of the sun which is coming, the more light you're going to have. And me, I don't want to see the sun, and that is what is actually going on the background. So now you have done that, you're going to come here to increase the ozone just a tiny bit in order to have the blue light here. And I think I'm going to have to turn this light down like that. Maybe like this. This one is enough. Decrease the rotation of it just like a little bit so that I can get what I want. Alright, so maybe like this. This way it's fine. This way it's fine at least, but also I think I should decrease it just a little bit. I don't want too much light being cast on. So now I'm going to decrease this, maybe like this. And I think I'm going to bring this one back a little bit, just like that. And don't ever use this hair. This is gonna make your wood look like it's polluted, and it's not good. It's this one puts pollution to your background, and to bring this that effects which looks too yellow and it's not good for a project. And the dust one, I have never tested this one before actually. I only used this one, the ozone layer, and the sun elevation, the sun rotation here. And I think that's pretty much it for this one. That's your node, which is the sky texture, which uses the Nishita add-on. There are also other parts of it, which is Pritam and what Ozeski Wiki. I have never used this one before. Alright, so that's how I was able to create this product here, this scene that you see here in Blender, as easy as possible. And you're wondering where I got the object. This portrait I just modeled it here in Blender, and also this one and this one, and also from that inside you're wondering what is that. This is just a cylinder which have some nodes set up that I use the mapping and the texture coordinate and the mapping with the gradient texture, and also the current ramp with this port is 0.153, and also this level one is 0. So I changed it to ease, and I turned it to white. Maybe you want to see the code. So this is the code that you have to use in order to get this red color here. So that was pretty much it, and let me just bring it back here. Let me delete this one. It's not that was the reference. And for this one, I used the sketchfab for importing these materials here to complete my scene the way I wanted it to look. And I also used this MT for the depth of field, and the camera also, not to actually blur this part and only focus to the bottom. So I use this by using the input from URL. So now that's how I was able to achieve that result in Blender. So if you have loved this, please follow me on Skillshare. I really appreciate that. And I want to see your class project that you do. And I will see you next time in another course where I'm gonna be showing you how you can make your own environment in Blender. And there are more other courses which are coming in this, so stick with me. I'm also still trying to increase more, even more, so that I can even provide you more content. So if you follow me, I would really appreciate it so much. So thank you very much for sticking until the end of the course. I will see you next time in another course which are coming. Bye.